Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Capricorn energy. And for this round of 12 zodiac sign readings, I'm using the Zodiac 108 deck by Intuit Oracle. And we're going to get a few of these out and then maybe get some clarifiers on it to fill out the story of what might be going on in Capricorn energy. And we live in a dualistic world, so people have free choice, free will. Are they going to align with their more worldly Capricorn nature or their more loving, intuitive, enlightened Capricorn energy? High vibe Capricorn energy is people who have put in work and effort to free themselves from their more worldly nature, which can be our more immature, selfish, greedy, indulgent, prideful, egotistical, lazy, selfish, greedy nature. And some people haven't put in the work and effort to free themselves from those things, so they keep living their life that way. So let's go see the difference between how people are harnessing their Capricorn energy. We have the Emerald card, which can talk about healing. It's also green. Well, we all know green can be about envy. So are people wanting to heal things with people out of selfishness and greed or out of love? Are they healing themselves? Are they willing to move forward in loving manner or not? Then we have the Pilbury card. It says open dishonor, humiliation, fault finding, punishment, abusive, shut down, public ridicule, nowhere to hide, serving time, vulnerable. Well, I guess it would be saying that the people who are more selfish and greedy could have been humiliated because, when we take action in the world, we probably all try to present ourselves. Everybody probably does to a degree. Try to present themselves as, just and fair and balanced and loving and acting with character and integrity. And some people have the illusion that they could keep repeating poor past patterns of behavior. They maybe weren't watching the nest. If we don't guard our mind and our thoughts, it's like the devil, the lion, roars around, prowling like a lion to take over our foundation. If we get caught up, if we're not nurturing and loving ourselves, that's when negative energy can kind of step into our life and kind of take over our life. And we end up maybe being, pride comes before the fall, right? We end up being kind of humiliated because we didn't realize that, we maybe had some lessons to learn. And then we have Person of Fire and the Tools. So let's get some clarifiers on this and see what might be coming up. If you are trying to heal something with someone who is kind of imprisoned, I guess, because this kind of looks like the guillotine things where people put their hands and their neck through it. Some people are imprisoned by their pride, their ego, their fear, their insecurity. If you had been dealing with someone and trying to heal things with someone who's kind of, people got to be willing to do the work within themselves. All we can do is provide a loving, supportive environment. If they don't put in the work and effort within themselves, eventually we might take action. We might have to take action to build a new nest because the people who we were trying to build a nest with weren't putting in work and effort into it. So let's get out some clarifiers here and then I'll show you the cards that we got. It's a lot, but let's get them out here. Okay. I look at the bottom of the deck as a reason why the reading came out and also the ending. There could have been some people who didn't put love and care and effort into a foundation. And they could have tried to sneak away to try to heal things with someone who had money and materialism because they operate more out of pride and ego, or they are doing that right now, because they are kind of imprisoned by their ego nature. Their ego nature is running their life. They're all about wanting to look successful and victorious in the world, but they go about it in a deceptive, manipulative way. For some people, it could be to try to prove a point, because the shadowy hangman can talk about that. And they're hoping to take action to bring a dream into reality. They want to have a new emotional beginning with someone who has money and materialism, because it would make them look like they're moving forward in a very successful way. You know, we either free ourselves from our fears and insecurities, or we look to other people outside of us to free us, or just to create the illusion that we're free of those things. And, you know, we are operating from pride and ego, wanting to look like we're moving forward victoriously, but we really haven't put work and effort into, you know, the high vibe, the Aquarius star energy is about having hope and faith and belief in ourself, and offering love to ourselves to see life from a higher perspective, so we can free ourselves from our pride and ego. But some people aren't doing that. They're trying to have a victory with someone else who already looks like they're moving forward successfully, either in a materialistic way or in a loving, balanced way. And they're hoping that if they can heal things with someone, that they can move forward with them to make it look like they're very successful in life, that they've had a new emotional beginning. And then with the tools here, we got the Queen of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Two of Wands, and then either something they're not showing people or they reject is the King of Cups. Well, the King of Cups in high vibe would be someone who listens to their intuition, and out of love and respect for themselves and their dreams, they take action out of love and intuition. And some people reject doing that because they're kind of immature and they have lessons to learn. Knight of Wands is someone harnessing shadowy Sagittarius energy. They could be using their sexuality to get what they want instead of taking action in love. It is to reject that, because I don't want to take action in love. If I listened to my heart and my intuition and I took action in love, then I maybe would have to grow up and mature myself, and I'd have to go about my life differently. And some people don't want to do that. So emotionally, they could be someone who has a lot of inner conflict about taking creative, inspired action about their own regrets in the past. Because if the Five of Cups talks about people being focused on relationships of the past that didn't work out, if we have relationships in our past that didn't work out and we're not willing to take some creative, inspired action to educate ourselves about why those relationships didn't work out and have hope and faith and belief in our dreams, we're probably going to reject love, and we're going to be operating from pride and ego and emotional defensiveness in our life. And because some people in the Queen of Swords can talk about people emotionally being defensive to taking creative, inspired action about inner conflict and past pain and heartbreak. And so instead, they get up in their pride and ego about the fact that relationships didn't work out in the past. They turn their back on taking bold, confident action in their life and instead just decide to be a player and kind of immature and repeat these patterns of relationship. That if a relationship didn't work out, I'm not going to reflect on why it didn't work out. Maybe it was because I was deceptive and manipulative. Maybe I was prideful and egotistical. Maybe I was selfish and greedy. You know, they don't want to reflect on why those relationships didn't work out. Maybe other people were that way. But some people never want to self reflect. You know, they never nurture and love their own foundation to grow and mature from life experiences. So then they kind of keep repeating these patterns of relationship, and I guess just hoping one day it'll turn out differently. Well, that's kind of the definition of insanity, right? Keep doing the same old thing, being immature, being competitive, being defensive, and just hoping that your dreams will come into reality even though you're not taking action in love, not listening to your intuition, maybe being bitter, being defensive, being competitive, and hoping for a different outcome. I think if any of you had been in friendships or relationships with people who weren't nurturing the relationship or the workplace or the home, you know, you felt kind of stuck because you did want to heal things with someone. You might have wanted to be their partner in a relationship because the King and Queen of Pentacles are the only married suit of the deck. But if we have hope and faith and belief in ourselves and our dreams, we work through our own inner conflict about feeling stuck. And in high vibe Aquarius energy and Pisces and Taurus energy, you put work and effort emotionally into getting yourself unstuck, you know? And you put work and effort into seeing life from a higher perspective and having hope and faith and belief in yourself and believing in your dreams and getting out of your mental confusion about people in your life who might be kind of deceptive and manipulative, who might be materialistic or ego focused, who might be stubborn, unwilling to see things from other people's perspectives. And, you know, we get out of our illusions that we have about people. You know, people show us the truth of who they are all the time. Are we going to keep being an illusion about them? Or are we going to see the truth? And instead of continuing to invest time, energy, and effort into trying to healing things with someone who's prideful and stubborn, doesn't want to see things maybe from any other perspective, doesn't want to see things from anyone else's perspective. They're maybe very self-centered, because shadowy Hangman and shadowy Aquarius energy can be people who are very self-centered, all about themselves, wanting to be the center of attention in relationships, wanting everybody to orient around them. Everybody else should put aside their pride and ego, but not them. And if you're not willing to kind of be willing to invest in them while they keep being that way, well, they'll just go find someone else who will. And if they thought there was someone else that they could manipulate and act prideful and egotistical with, who'd maybe want to be a partner of theirs and maybe want to heal things with them, well, then that's who they went to go be in a relationship with. And you had to work through your own inner conflict about that. And you did not want to be imprisoned by your ego or your competitive energy or your prideful energy. You know, you took creative, inspired action out of love for yourself because the Chariot card is Cancer energy of love and home and family, to put in work and effort to take the reins of your dualistic nature, to not let your ego nature or your prideful nature or pain and heartbreak imprison you. You took creative, inspired action and love to overcome your inner conflict, to free yourself. And you took that creative, inspired action to believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. And you took that cup of love that the universe is offering all of us every day to say, have hope and faith and belief in yourself. Keep putting creative, inspired action from love into manifesting your dreams into reality. Hold your sword up to people who are competitive, prideful, egotistical, and immature, because all those people do is leave you in regret. Turn your back on people who are defensive to taking action about their own pain and heartbreak so they could let it go and put action into their dreams. You know, you're letting the past go anyway. You're focused on the future. If you knew someone in your life who presents themselves as being like a loving family person, but you saw the truth that they're more manipulative, deceptive, prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy, all about themselves, maybe left you to go get in a relationship with someone who has money and materialism, it's like, well, you weren't the person who my dream was supposed to come into reality with. You have shown that you're immature. So I'm going to focus on my future, and it will not have people who just present themselves to the world as being loving, but really are shadowy and self-centered and competitive, or want to go get in relationships with people from their past who are being deceptive and manipulative. No. I'm going to focus on my future, and I am going to educate myself and speak my emotional truth about people who, I don't know, try to stop other people from believing in themselves because they don't want to deal with their own past pain and heartbreak, who want to indulge themselves in relationships and never deal with their pain and heartbreak. And when they are defensive to learning and growing and maturing themselves, all it does is cause conflict and hurt feelings in relationships. And eventually it's like, if you're not bold and brave enough to deal with your past so that you can let it go and not repeat those patterns, then I'm not interested in being in a relationship with you. People either let go of the past or they repeat these patterns of relationship. Being egotistical, being in denial of the truth that it is about being loving and nurturing in relationships, and they think, no, I don't have to be loving and nurturing. I can operate from pride and ego. I'll go find someone else who will be loving and nurturing to me. And if they got money to boot, perfect. I'll look like I'm moving forward really victoriously, like I've had a new beginning in love. But your intuition could tell you that this person is just indulging themselves in another relationship, that they're very competitive, that they don't deal with their past pain and heartbreak that makes them act in this kind of prideful, deceptive way of being. And they're just going to repeat the same old pattern with someone else. So you are moving forward with other people who are free of the past and their competitive, egotistical nature. People who, out of love and respect for themselves, don't want to live their life that way, who've tempered their fear, their insecurities. They've don't make decisions out of pride and ego and selfishness and greed. They take action bold and bravely in love, and those are the people you want to move forward with. And you're taking creative, inspired action to manifest a dream into reality. And you've learned some skills in life that if people are being immature or competitive, you're going to hold your sword up to them like, hey, what's going on here? Are you trying to repeat some patterns of the past? If you want to do that, peace be with you, but I'm moving on. And if you want to manifest your dreams into reality with me, you better see the truth about your own competitive nature or immature or self-centered or indulgent nature and deal with your own issues of the past that would tempt you to act that way, because I'm not moving forward with people like that. You either are listening to your heart and intuition or you're not. I've already let go of people who present themselves as loving, and then I get in a relationship with them and they're kind of immature and reckless and being competitive and causing nothing but regret in a relationship, and I'm not doing it again. You know, so if people are going to be in a relationship with you, they better see life from a higher perspective. They better be willing to take creative, inspired action in their life to deal with their past regrets so that they aren't tempted to repeat past patterns and to be bold and brave and confident. Tell us about people who are in shadowy Capricorn energy who might be trying to deceive some people in the world right now into getting into a relationship where they can be stubborn and prideful and egotistical in a relationship with them. The selfish, prideful people are moving forward, presenting themselves as loving family people in the world in order to try to get someone to take sexual action to have a new beginning with them and work together with them in a relationship. Tell us about the people in high vibe Capricorn energy. And they also could be someone who, basically they're going to present themselves as a loving family person to people in the world. Maybe to a Capricorn in the Three of Pentacles. Hoping if they present themselves that way, that instead of loving and believing in themselves and believing in their dreams, that they will come back and get in a relationship with this person. The high vibe people are going on a new journey to get the justice they deserve. They're maintaining their balance. They're not being tempted in their lack of confidence of believing in themselves, in their pride, in their ego, and their competitive nature to repeat these past patterns of relationship with people who present themselves as loving, but are really deceptive, manipulative, prideful, egotistical, self-centered. They're like, nope, I'm going on a new journey to get the justice I deserve in my life, which is to be in a relationship with other people who are bold and brave and confident, who've offset their fearful, insecure, prideful, emotionally defensive nature with love and hope and faith and belief. Those are the people I'm going to move forward with, because you left the nest unattended and you didn't nurture and love it when you had the opportunity to. You decided to try to act from, instead of choosing love, you chose to be manipulative and deceptive. You maybe even went and got in a relationship with someone else just to prove a point. I guess that you're stubborn and prideful and egotistical. Well, I got the message. I freed myself. People shouldn't try to put you. Oh, you see, the King of Cups is trying to get the Knight of Wands to come towards them. Over here, you are letting go of the King of Cups. You, even if there is a part of you that could be tempted to repeat patterns of the past, emotionally, internally, you are holding up your sword of truth to any aspect of you that would be tempted to go realign with people like this. It's like, it's not going to be me. Someone might, but it's not going to be me. Because your inner nature that has hope and faith and belief in your dreams knows that to take action towards that person again would cause you nothing but inner conflict and leave you in regret. Because they've already done it once. And you are taking bold, brave action to look to the future without this person in your life. Because you want people who don't present a facade to the world. Present themselves as loving, but then they're hurtful, they're unkind, they're unloyal, they're selfish, they're greedy, they're prideful, they're stubborn. It's like, someone else can be in a relationship with them. I'm going to go on a new journey to get the justice I deserve. And if they're not balanced within themselves, I can't have a balanced relationship with them. Both people have to have good boundaries against their more selfish, greedy, self-centered, immature, indulgent nature. And if they haven't done that work within themselves, then you can't be in a relationship with them. It would just be repeating the same old pattern because they haven't learned lessons in life. So we'll leave it there, Capricorn. Some of you put in a lot of work and effort to heal and nurture yourself, to basically, the way we heal from the past is to give ourselves all the things that we wish the unloving people in our life would have given us. And we invest in nurturing and growing ourselves, learning the lesson that we were meant to learn from that life experience, to see the truth, to become enlightened, to not be manipulated and controlled by people who aren't loving. And we love ourselves and we're able to detach from being in our ego or competitive nature or our inner conflict about those people, and love frees us. And then we take action in love to bring our dreams into reality and to work with other people who are bold and brave, who have hope and faith and belief in love and taking action in love, who don't indulge in their more manipulative, prideful, egotistical nature. And we put in work and effort to not repeat patterns of the past. And we're bold and brave and confident to move forward in a just and fair and loving and balanced relationships and workplaces and friendships. The old nest is empty, and you're building a new nest. And the other people are maybe just trying to get someone to get in the nest with them so they can indulge themselves in a relationship with them, operating from a prideful, deceptive, manipulative, self-centered, egotistical foundation again. So there you go, Capricorn energies. I wish you peace, love, and joy. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.